Okay, so I've got 25 years of experience of being a hard gainer. So what's a hard gainer? Someone who just struggles to put weight on. Now, in particular, from the point of view of bodybuilding, I started when I was 18, and I had this idea that I wanted to be bigger, to look muscly, you know, to be the muscle man and all of that sort of stuff. Particularly because I thought that it will build my confidence and self-esteem, you know, through developing the body. So that was my mentality. But what I've realised over 25 years is that at one point I got fed up with the bodybuilding training, and I started to get into boxing training. And when I first started doing this, I didn't really understand that they are two different types of training. I didn't really understand how the body works in terms of gaining weight, losing weight. But what I found is that if you are someone that's struggled all your life to put on weight, so basically you are skinny for your height, okay? I think personally you want to, generally speaking, keep away from intense boxing training or kickboxing training or anything similar, MMA, anything which is like that, you know, throwing punches, sweating, bucket loads. I think you want to keep away from it, because what I found is every time, the moment I've got involved, let's say I've put some weight on, I've actually had a bit of success putting on a few pounds or kilograms of bulk, muscle, whatever. I've experienced this countless times where I've started then to go to a boxing class and do this mad intense session for like an hour and a half or 2 hours. And you might get away with one or two where you'll do that, you carry on eating the same amount of stuff. Because obviously, if you don't know, if you want to put on weight, it's about calories. You have to eat loads. That's what a lot of skinny people don't do. That's half the problem. They just cannot get them calories, enough of them, down themselves every single day. It's very, very difficult for some people, but it's about it really is. If you work out the calories and you eat whatever 2,500 to 3,000 a day or around that, and you do weightlifting and the appropriate training, you'll probably find that you'll start to slowly put on weight. But I've always found that the moment I've got involved in boxing or kickboxing, my weight eventually starts to go the other direction. So it's a real killer for people who want to put on serious, considerable body mass. Obviously this won't apply to you. If you're someone that's always wanted to lose weight, then boxing training, I mean, I couldn't recommend it anymore. Boxing, kickboxing, that's what you need to do if you want to lose weight. Because that's my experience, is that whenever I've messed about seriously with boxing, especially if you're training because you want to be good at sparring or if you want to compete, it's a totally different thing from trying to bulk up. That kind of training is not going to bulk you up. I'm not saying that you won't build a little bit of muscle tissue if you're doing boxing or kickboxing, because some of the exercises you have to do for that, like chin-ups and press-ups, it's going to build. You're going to be toned. You know, you're not going to be without any muscle. But I'm talking about skinny people that want to put on kilograms and kilograms of, you know, the bodybuilder kind of look. Yeah, I generally think that if you get involved in serious boxing training or kickboxing, you're going to make your life very, very difficult, and you're going to end up really frustrated and upset at some point. Now, it's not to say it can't be done, because like I said, it's to do with calories, okay? But if you're a hard gainer, chances are you're somebody that is, you already struggle with the amount of calories that you eat every day, okay? Because let's be honest, yeah, it can feel very abnormal to some people having more than just your kind of like breakfast, dinner and supper, just your 3 standard meals. Because you've got to eat loads and loads and loads if you want to put on serious, really grow considerably bigger. But boxing and all of that, is when you exercise, even if you do weightlifting, you're burning calories. You're still burning it, even if the intention is size. You're still burning a lot of calories, even doing weightlifting. So if you didn't eat enough calories in a day and you had some mad weightlifting session and you kept repeating that, you're still going to lose weight, even though you're thinking, but hang on a minute, big people lift weights. Well, it's not like that. You've got to compensate for all the calories that you're burning. You have to overcompensate with loads and loads of calories and good, healthy food, ideally. But boxing, on the other hand, is even worse for burning away calories than a session of 1 hour of intense boxing training. I think is much worse. You're going to burn a lot more calories than you would in an hour of just doing, a chest and triceps workout or something like that. It's just a different type of training. It's boxing, kickboxing. It's for being light on your feet. It's about speed, throwing your hands and legs around at those kind of rapid movements. You're just going to sweat bucket loads, and your body, especially if you're, like I said, if you're someone who struggles to put on weight, your body's just going to want to go back to your kind of skinny frame, how you were before you ever did any weights in the first place. And to be honest with you, in some cases, I even think that I've actually experienced an increase in my weight a little bit, maybe like a few pounds, say, the morning before going to a boxing class, and then literally like the next morning or something, it's like it's all gone, or it's all gone and some more's gone. So I've always struggled with this. It's really pissed me off over 25 years because, boxing and Muay Thai, and they can be very addictive as well. And if you are using exercise, say, because you've got an issue with your self-esteem and all of that, chances are you will get quite addicted to boxing and these things. But again, I really think you need to make a decision. Are you a bodybuilder, someone who wants to bulk up yet, or are you serious about boxing training? Ideally, if you want to put weight on, you want to stick mainly with bodybuilding methods and exercises, and keep the boxing training really as like an occasional thing, separate sort of day, and on them days eat a mad amount of food, good food, and keep checking your weight, and you should be sort of okay. But what I think you'll find, the more you mess about with intense boxing and kickboxing, the more your body's going to start going down, your body weight's going to go down. And then you're in this kind of you can get in this frustrated cycle of sort of like you're fighting against yourself. 1 minute you're trying to go one way, and then the other minute you're going a different way, and you can get really a bit lost and confused in this whole conflicting training, which happens to me. And it probably will still happen to me because like I said, as the decades go by, you might get frustrated with just doing one type of training. So you start to want to do something else, something which might excite you in a different way. But generally, my general advice, my opinion on this topic is, you have to generally make your mind up. What do you want to do? If you're bothered about your weight and you want to be bigger, you need to tell yourself in your mind you are a weightlifter, you're a bodybuilder. That's what you are, okay? Don't get too identified with being a fighter or a boxer from the point of view of gaining weight, because you you're just going to go backwards. Anything you've built in the gym, any bulking up, chances are you're going to lose all of that very, very quick if you start getting involved with boxing and all of that. It's fine if you're not bothered about your weight. If you're a hard gainer, but you don't give a shit if you end up skinny again or thin, and you're happy to be a fighter and you're not too bothered, then of course go and do it. But I'm talking about those who, you get bothered. If you get bothered by losing weight, if you get bothered by ending up skinny again, then generally speaking, keep away from the boxing and the kickboxing and all of that stuff. Okay, I hope this video's been helpful, and thanks for watching.